And staying with Trump's tariffs and deals, all of them seem to have one thing in common, or rather, one company in common, and that is Boeing. Wherever Trump goes, Boeing follows. Is this some sort of a new nexus? And if so, how does it impact global aviation? First, let's unpack the trend. We spoke about Indonesia's deal with the US. That deal includes 50 Boeing jets, 50 jets. Indonesia will have to buy these planes from America. That is the deal. In the month of May this year, Donald Trump traveled to West Asia, and in Qatar, he announced a multi-billion-dollar deal. Again, guess who was part of it? Boeing. Qatar agreed to buy more than 200 Boeing planes. Another deal was struck in Saudi Arabia. The kingdom agreed to buy 30 Boeing 737 planes. And finally, you have the UK. British Airways ordered 32 Boeing Dreamliners. That too shortly after the US-UK trade deal. So the trend is pretty clear and consistent. Trump is pushing Boeing sales as part of the trade package. He is almost blackmailing countries to buy Boeing jets. The question is why? Well, it could be a pure business decision. Boeing is a flagship American company, and aerospace is a key job creator for the US economy. More than 2 million Americans work in this sector. So more orders equals more jobs. But with Donald Trump, nothing is ever that simple. The president has a background in the aviation industry. In the 1990s, he had his own airline. It was called Trump Shuttle. And he's said to have many friends in this industry, including Boeing's former CEO. That friendship came in handy in 2018 and 2019. You may remember what happened back then. 2 Boeing 737 planes crashed in succession. Regulators across the world decided to ground that model. But guess who did not initially? The United States. Boeing CEO spoke to President Donald Trump. He assured Trump that the planes were safe to fly, so the US did not ground this model. And all of us know what happened later. The problem was indeed with Boeing, and Washington had no choice but to ground the planes. But what does this episode tell you? It does seem like Trump has a soft spot for this company. At one point, he was haggling with them for a new Air Force One, because he badly wanted a new Boeing jet. And the love continues in his second term in office. Earlier this year, Trump ordered a 6th-generation fighter jet. And who got the contract? No surprises. Boeing. So this is not a normal government-business relation. There's clearly more at play, which makes you wonder, what does it mean for global aviation? Well, this industry, global aviation, is a duopoly. America's Boeing makes up 40% of the airline market. France's Airbus makes 56%. Together, Boeing and Airbus sell almost all commercial planes in the world. And yes, there's a rivalry too. Consider the tariff war between Europe and the US. Trump has threatened 30% tariffs on Europe. In response, Brussels has prepared tit-for-tat measures. And among the target companies is Boeing. So this is very much a strategically sensitive industry. It gives you leverage, but it's also an easy target. Just look at what China did. When Trump threatened tariffs, China targeted Boeing. They cancelled all Boeing deliveries. Instead, the Chinese turned to Airbus. Reports say Airbus could set up a plant in China. In exchange, China will place a mega order. It is said to be worth tens of billions of dollars. Now, hearing all of this may sound worrying. After all, planes are not just any other machine. They transport millions of people around the world. So is this duopoly healthy? And is there an alternative at all? It's clear that this system is not working, because right now there's a shortage of airplanes in the world. Again, I have numbers from 2019 to 2024. Around 7,000 planes were delivered to airline companies, 7,000 planes in 5 years. This was way below the requirement, because the projection was 12,000 planes. So what's causing the shortage? You've got supply chain disruptions, you've got shortage of skilled labor, and of course, you've got geopolitical tensions. All of this has contributed to the delays. Boeing has a backlog of 11.5 years. Airbus has a backlog of 10 years. So clearly, they're unable to keep up with the demand. And what about the alternatives? Well, there are some smaller players in the market like Brazil's Embraer, Canada's Bombardier, and China's state-run Comac. Can they break this aviation duopoly? Not anytime soon. The barriers to entry are too high, meaning you have to spend a lot of money to set yourself up. Things like factories, equipment, and clearances, you need all of that. And even if you do all of that, it's tough to create a brand. Just think about it. Chinese goods already have a bad name in the market. People hesitate to buy Chinese phones. So will airlines buy Chinese planes? Or will they go with established names like Airbus? Unfortunately, this is the reality of the aviation industry. Boeing and Airbus have too big a head start. They can delay, they can fail, they can lie, but airlines have no option but to turn to them.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上の
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.